Hi there, it's Sam Neffendorf here, and I hope that you are feeling excellent today, whatever you're up to. Today I want to talk about the work that I do to support people who are either practicing with or thinking of practicing with psychedelic plant medicines as part of their healing or self-discovery, personal development journey. Now, personally, I think that there is a lot of benefit, or there can be a lot of benefit in these medicines, such as Ayahuasca, San Pedro, magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms. However, I want to be very clear that they're not for everybody necessarily, and that I'm certainly not recommending that you personally take them. It's an individual decision that everybody has to make for themselves. So what do I think's important when you are considering or have already taken these medicines and have been using them for healing or personal development? Well, a lot of people think that the use of the plant medicines themselves is the entire journey. So you can go to a ceremony, for example, have the medicine or a number of ceremonies, have whichever medicine it is, and all of the healing, all of the personal development will just happen like a download. And you can get very interesting, enlightening, even spontaneous healing experiences from using these medicines. However, more often than not, that isn't the case, and there's additional, I guess you could call it, work to do after the experience to really embed and support what you've learned. There's also, I believe, some very important work that you can do beforehand, so actually preparing for, getting ready for the experiences themselves. And I think this is really important because I know a lot of people use these substances, medicines, for entertainment and fun, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but that sort of light-hearted use isn't necessarily the same as a more serious practice of using them in a ceremonial personal development way. Doesn't mean it can't be fun when you're actually experiencing them in that setting, because it often is, but it can also be a very deep, emotional, profound experience as well. And by the way, it can be when you're using them for recreational use too. So often you can come away from the experience maybe even more confused than you were before. So first of all, what I want to talk about is actually preparation if you are planning to use plant medicines for healing or personal development reasons. And the classic things that you need to be aware of are, it's known as set, setting, and substance. And set basically stands for mindset, so being in a good state of mind, or the best state of mind that you can be in, or a state of mind that feels right for you when you are going to use these medicines. Setting means a good environment, so depending on your needs, that could be a group ceremonial setting, could be on your own, might be with a sober sitter, might be out in nature, might be in somewhere you might prefer to be indoors. So whatever is the best setting for you. And substance, of course, means knowing that the medicine that you're using is legitimate. And so in that case, depending on what it is, you may want to look for whatever the correct test or knowing that the substance is correct, because of course with things such as mushrooms, the wrong one could be, well, it might be your last experience, put it that way. So you want to be very sure that you are working with whatever is correct. And I think that working with an experienced plant medicine curandero, which is the correct name for a plant shamanic practitioner, is key there for people. I think that's a great idea, and so I think that's a good thing to do. However, the bit that I help with people with is the mindset aspect. And if you are looking for healing or looking to create a new way forward in your life or understand what's going on in your life, then why not start that journey beforehand? Why not be actually starting to do some exploration into your subconscious mind and start releasing and resolving traumatic events that you've had, understanding the beliefs and behavior patterns that might be keeping you stuck in advance of the medicine journey. And this is something that I've always done when I've been, well, not always, but since I've been working with mind-body techniques such as EFT tapping, prepared using these techniques to actually start to clear and release some of the blocks in advance, which I've always found has enabled me to go deeper and have a much more smooth and enjoyable ride with greater insights than if I had to use the plant medicine experience to go into the traumas without having really understood what they are first of all, which can, you know, it can lead to a more difficult time. I'm not even saying that's bad, because that can be, that is another key thing that can be very beneficial during these experiences. However, I think that actually resolving some of the stuff beforehand and maybe being aware of what the root cause of what you've got going on is very beneficial. So that is a key part of preparation for me. Then once you have been on a retreat or a single ceremony or an experience by yourself, or perhaps if you've had a psychedelic experience, whether with a plant medicine or something like LSD, and come out of it feeling very confused, maybe it was a difficult experience, you're not quite sure what happened or how you feel about it, then you might have to, or it's highly recommended to actually carry out some integration work. And integration is really the bringing into your consciousness all of the subconscious work and the experiences that you had during the plant medicine journey, so that they don't just become a flash in a pan experience which was amazing at the time, and then your old life just takes back over again when you get back to the way that you live, and you find that you are no longer, you know, all of the things that you've told yourself, promised yourself, all of the insights that you had during the experience just kind of drift out of your ears as you go back into your old life. And this can actually be even more frustrating and disappointing for people, because they've had a taste of how things can be, but then when they get back to their standard life, they are unable to express how they felt to anyone. It's not like if you live in a culture where everyone is using these medicines for their own healing or for their own self-knowledge journey, and so you could talk to anyone in the village it's, you know, you go back to work, for example, and Dave from accounts, sorry Dave, just doesn't know what you're talking about. So you can't have the conversations, you can't necessarily have the shared experiences to be able to help you to integrate on your own. So working with an integration practitioner is very important, because you can make meaning out of perhaps some of the crazy things that you experienced, some of the visions that you were shown. If there were ways that you wanted to change your life but you're not sure how, you can start looking at the action steps and the intentions for your life and how to create them. And again, really importantly, often you can become aware of old repressed memories, traumas and things like that, old family dynamics, and you might get shown them during the medicine journey. And sometimes people experience full resolutions to them, but often you become aware of them and you still need to process and clear them. So then using mind-body techniques such as EFT, matrix reimprinting, possibly things like breath work, meditation, whatever's right for you, then these are all things that you can do with an integration practitioner as well, so that you can really release and resolve those traumas and emotional blocks that might still be in the way of you living a life that's more in alignment with you from what you've discovered from the medicine. And yeah, without the integration work, people get into this sort of thought loop, right, I need to have another ceremony, or I need to take more, or whatever, and that then becomes another self-defeating pattern, as you're always looking in the bottom of the potion bottle for the solution, where you might already have the solution and just need to explore it through some sober self-work once you have come out of the often amazing and exciting knowledge and awareness that you picked up from the journey. So yeah, these two things really important, the preparation and the integration. And yeah, these aren't, some retreats do offer these services as well, which I think is fantastic, of course. And if you are going to a place that does that, then definitely check out their offerings. But if you are choosing to work in a different way, or you know that you're going on to a retreat where it's really at the time you're going to be well looked after, but then you're going to leave and not have the integration support, or maybe you've had confusing, difficult, what's known as a bad trip in the past, and not being able to recover from or make sense of it, and it's affecting your life, then someone like me will be able to support you in making sense of it, making peace with whatever's happened, and really being able to use what you've learned to create a better, more inspiring life that's in line with who you are. So that's a bit about the work that I do in that area. If you've got any questions about this, just get in touch with me, drop me a message, send me an email. I'll put all the details down below, and I'm very happy to have a chat with you, 20 or 30 minutes, about your needs and how I might be able to support you. And that's completely free, so at no cost to you. So just get in touch if that's something that you would like to explore. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope that's interesting. That's Sam at EFT Now, checking out. Bye for now.